be weak.
Hold on.
Don't be weak. Don't be weak. And you don't want fans. You don't want fans.
Can we talk real sports? Let's talk real. But you cheating the fans?
Excuse me, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. let me get situated with y'all. All right. If you don't know, now you know. Shout out to the to Gilbert Arenas Arena. If you're a sports person like me that likes to hear about the basketball insight, about players and their opinion about the game, I recommend y'all to subscribe to his channel. He has some interesting takes on players and the topics that's going on. But we're here to talk about it, and it's not about basketball, right? The big topic been going on, and I want this focus onto me. The Tavon Diggs possible trade. What do I think? How I feel about it? Now, you can look at it in a couple of different angles, but I want you to bring it back to once I make you understand the level of what I'm about to say, right? So, as a fan, when you look at somebody talking about, oh, we about to trade him, you'll be like, well, why you gonna trade him? Da da da. But we got to look at it like this. They paid this man a contract. He renewed his rookie year. They gave him an extension, gave him a contract. Now, since he had this contract, he's been injured. Not once, but twice. And I know people say, well, that's not nothing. A lot of people get injured and they still play their career. That's true. But there's a difference when you play your injury and you don't show that you're rehabbing it the way they want you to rehab it so you could be back on time, then you're rehabbing and now you're just playing around. Now, the thing about it is there's been rumors back and forth. There's people that's been talking that people that's in the facility are saying that Tavon Diggs hasn't been attacking his rehab properly. So now it comes down to it, okay, when we need you, we're not worrying about the preseason. We're worrying about starting season. We don't need you to be coming in week 4 when we need you week 1 to process what we're trying to get a game plan down to move forward to keep building up this defense. So, and that's what I see is that they're trying to change the pattern in the facility. You got a new head coach. Everybody's got some opinions about this head coach. He has to show a different from all the other coaches. He's setting the tone. He got some staff members outside of Dallas. I like that he went and signed coaches outside. That came from another team. So you're seeing some, okay, he went to grab this person. He grabbed that person. He grabbed this person. Now I want to see it put together and let's see what we can do and let's move forward. So if you're not helping us build the product, then you're making the product bad. So what I'm saying is, how do I feel? Listen, if he's not rehabbing like he's supposed to, he's not putting in the work in, showing coaches, he's doing film, he's looking at his foot movements, trying to improve for the next year. if it ain't the same, if it ain't like you not getting that feel from that player that you want that feel, then trade him. See what value you can get. Listen, I loved the Diggs when he was on my team, but I loved him when he was on the field, balling out. You know, when Diggs out there half hurt, he's a liability. Let's be honest. He was a liability. At least you can say CeeDee Lamb was on the field playing hurt, but that wasn't hurting you or was messing you. He still was gaining yards. Was he nagging a little bit? Yes, he was being a nag a little bit too much, complaining because he wanted the ball. But he was showing that I'm still going to give it all I got until there's nothing left. I respect that. I respect that. Diggs, to me, being we didn't have nobody out there, he just played just so he could. If he could and they said, oh, you could just sit out the rest of the year, he would have easily did it. I feel. I'm not going to say if it's true or not. I feel like he would have did that. I need some dogs this year. Now, I've been looking at the Bleach Report. I've been looking at ESPN. I've been looking at the Combine. I'm seeing a lot of prospects. I don't want to just settle on I don't want to settle on the draft. I want to get players in the free agency. When I tell you why I want to get players in the free agency, it will make sense. It's the simple thing when you attack free agency. When you attack free agency, you're doing a couple of options. You're filling your roster. You're putting pieces on your team. So when you come in the draft, it's not just, I need this, I need that. Now it's luxury picks. That's what you call. The draft is supposed to be your luxury picks. These are picks for the future for your team. Not just get the player to help this team do what they have to do. No, that's supposed to be a bonus. So if I'm drafting a tackle, that means I already got a tackle on my team. That's the starter. He's the future. He's learning from the veteran to build up to become a starter. That's how you're supposed to draft. Now, there are pieces. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be players that's not going to start for your team, but you don't go into the draft putting all your eggs in the basket like I have to win in this draft. No. You go into free agency, all the positions you need. Like in the offseason, we need a running back. We need a corner. We need a D tackle. They're already saying they're franchising Ozigi Azua. They're working on. I'm hoping that they're not just going to franchise him. I hope they're actually going to give him a contract and take the franchise off because we don't need no lock money. We're working on Parsons' contract. There's a possibility that DeMarcus Lawrence might spin the block and come on the team, but they're working on reconstructing his contract because he's getting old and we're paying him a lot of money, but, you didn't really do much last year, so maybe you could cut some of that money off, cut that fat off, so we can have more money to spend to get other pieces. But you can still get another DN. Absolutely another edge rusher, even if you bring Lawrence back. Linebackers, we don't know the outcome of Overshown at linebacker. Eric Kendricks, that was the middle linebacker. He only got a 1-year contract. You do need to replace the middle linebacker. So there's pieces. Safety. You need a safety. Wilson, listen, I love the fact that you've been on this team for a long period of time. It's time to move your talent somewhere else. Okay, we need a new safety. Marquise Bell, I like him as safety, but you still need to draft another safety. So there you go. You got a safety, corner, edge, tackle, linebacker, running back, guard now. we haven't mentioned or haven't paid homage to Zach Martin retiring. Salute to you, brother. But we do need to replace we need to place a guard on our line. As far as our tackle situation, we do got Terrence Steele. There's an up in the air that we can maybe cut him, save some money, put Tyler Guyton to the right tackle, and then get another tackle. I prefer getting a veteran tackle from a free agency and then draft a tackle to back him up so he can learn. Be smart. We need a receiver, a number 2 receiver. CeeDee Lamb cannot take... You can't keep passing the ball to CeeDee Lamb. Somebody else has to be a playmaker. Brandon Cooks, I love Brandon Cooks. I loved his beginning of his years. He's getting old. He has to go. There's rumors about Cooper Kupp. The Cooper Kupp, to me, it's not a bad move, but I'd rather have Cooper Kupp in the slot. I can't say he can be a number 2 receiver. If you can get him, that's great. You can put him at the slot, but still need a number 2. And there's a couple of people that I like. If we're gonna make this happen, I'm gonna tell you the blueprint. If I was Dallas, I would try to contact Seattle Seahawks for DJ Metcalf. See what you can get for DJ. If you can land DJ Metcalf and he'll be the number 2 receiver with CeeDee Lamb, now we talking. Because now you got CeeDee Lamb, you got DJ Metcalf. If you can squeeze Cooper Kupp, oh my God. Now your receivers is good. You need to give more receivers to Dak in order to get better. You can't keep giving Dak one receiver, one tight end, one run receiver. You gotta do what Philly did. You gotta overstack it. You gotta give him more than enough players on the outside to order to succeed. Jalen Hurts. The first thing when they announced Jalen Hurts as quarterback, the first thing they did in the draft, they traded and got A.J. Brown. They got A.J. Brown from Tennessee. That was the first move. They drafted Smith, the wide receiver. That was the second move. Then the next move, they got Jack Dobson from Washington Redskins. You see what I'm talking about? They're stacking the receiving core. So there is no excuses that you don't got nothing but outside when you need to throw it. That's what's going to make you great. That's what's going to make you. And then, not only that, because that was the stepping stools. That was the stepping stool. That had to start off first. You had to get your receiving core in order. You had okay running backs. You had DeAndre Swift. You had okay running backs. That was fine. When you hit the home run is when you went and got Saquon Barkley. That puts you over the mark of, okay, now we're elite. We got the running back. We got the receiving core. All the question is going to be on the quarterback. Can he make the right plays? And he delivered in and time out. That's all you can ask that brother to do. So now, when we looked at Philadelphia against Kansas City, we didn't expect Jalen to be like that in the Super Bowl. Let's be honest. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't expect Jalen Hurts to play like that in the Super Bowl. Because you know why? They was focused on Saquon so much, they forgot everybody else. Their game plan was, we not going to let Saquon run this ball. And they did a great job with that. But the problem when you do that, you forget the other coverage. You forget you got to cover AJ. You forget you got to cover Smith. You forget you got to cover the tight end. So now you got exposed. And then the defense, they didn't do nothing specular. They didn't blitz. They just had their front four. They front four put the pressure on Patrick Mahomes that made him unstable. He was never comfortable in that backfield. He was never comfortable. He didn't have no time. He couldn't think. He couldn't run. He got post. The lineman was getting thrust through. Nothing he can do. That takes a great scout team on your team to build a great team. And hopefully this year, because I'm not gonna waste my breath, y'all. I'm not one of them Cowboys that I'm like, oh, we gon'. I like to see it in my own eyes, and I have to see the product be better than what it was. Now, they're making moves. I'm seeing it. Okay. I want more. Because the fact that Jerry Jones did not speak at the Columbine, that's a big effort. That's a big step. It's a shocker. It's a step. Let's keep moving forward. All right. Now, free agents coming up. Everybody's working on franchising their players and all that. That's cool. Let's get out of that franchise tag. Let's pay our player. Get him out the way so we can get this money. Let's pay Michael, because that's the goal. Pay him Mike. If you're gonna trade anybody, because I already said DJ Metcalf, but if it's a one player that I would consider if they traded, try to get Myles Garrett. You get Myles Garrett on this defensive team with Parsons and Garrett he on one side and he on the other. The league will be afraid of Dallas. That right there, when they look at the scouting defense report and they see Michael Parsons, okay, Myles Garrett, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, we gotta they either gonna have to figure out they gotta add. Now think of this now. If you got Myles Garrett on one side and you got Michael Parsons on the other, you're either gonna try to go double tight, put two tight ends in the option, which now you gotta take off a receiver. So you can't kill us. So now if you're boxing us in with them, you're either gonna have to focus running or you're gonna have to get your tight end more involved. So that's eliminating options. So we shall see what's going on in this world. I will keep y'all posted about the digs of what's going on, the nonsense. Is he going to get released? Is he going to get traded? We don't know. But you got to stay tuned. All right. Sorry about it. I'm getting a lot of build up acid, what they call it, acid indigestion. So it builds up. So I apologize for the burping and all that other stuff. It's just the process, y'all. The next video we're going to be working on, I'm going to show y'all how to be your own boss, because we're in this era. We're in this era now. This ain't back in the day when I grew up. I used to see my mother work in a 9-to-5 job, and she was pushing in hours, making the pay, and they're not appreciating her worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, she did so much for her job that they didn't want to like, you know how you could tell when a job shows their appreciation to you. I felt that they was taking advantage of my mother by not showing her worth. So that's, to me, nowadays, when we're in this world now that you can get paid your worth. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about now they got apps that you could become your own boss. You can make your own hours. You could put in your own work. You don't believe me? I will show you. And I'm going to show you a few apps. You might know them, you might not. But listen, I'm going to break it down to you how they work and how easy it is to get on these apps. Because all it takes is you signing up, and then you can see the magic yourself. You can see how much you can make. And you can check how you could do your hours. I can even show you tools of making $100 a day if you want me to. But we'll talk about that on my next video, where I break down the opportunities of working yourself, to be self-employed. So let's lock in. I told y'all we gonna be on something. We on something, all right? Until then, you know who it is. It's your boy LG Grown. I'll be back soon. Love y'all.